Hey, wouldn't it be awesome to wake up every day feeling super confident? Like, I would love that. But the reality is, confidence is going to ebb and flow. It's going to rise and fall, no matter what, no matter how confident you are, no matter where you are on your journey. And the first step is just to realize that's okay. Like, welcome to being human. Our confidence, some days it's going to be pretty high. Some days we're going to think, oh, God, I don't think I got enough in me to do whatever my task is at hand today. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about is different ways maybe our confidence is lacking and can trip us up sometimes. And it might be ways that you don't even know whether you're feeling good today or you're, in one of those valleys today. Um, we're built up of all the experiences of our life, good, bad, ugly, happy, sad, all that stuff rolls in and creates, who we are today and who we're becoming and who we're going towards to become and who we want to become. So, what are some ways that our confidence can trip us up? Well, people have done a lot of work on macro behaviors. And what I mean by macro behaviors, it's like kind of big pots of ways we respond to situations or don't respond to situations, because not responding, not taking action, that's also a choice. So one of the things I talk a lot about is based on the work of Dr. Valerie Young. Dr. Young started doing a lot of work back in the 80s with imposter syndrome, and she's still very active. She has the imposter syndrome university. She speaks all over the world, on the same stages as people like Oprah, like, and Martha Stewart. Like, it doesn't get much bigger than that. And the work I did on imposter syndrome, which, a lot of my journey involved imposter syndrome, and number one, understanding what it was, and where those feelings of being a fake came from, then how to ultimately quiet them down, really parallel with the work that I do now with self-confidence. And these macro behaviors Dr. Valerie Young talks about are, being a superhero, being a natural genius, being an expert, being the soloist, and then finally being a perfectionist. And I touched on perfectionism very quickly at the end of my second week's blog post. And so, what I'm going to be doing over the next 5 weeks is explaining these different macro behaviors and the way they are intertwined with our confidence. And maybe there's some behaviors that you're not even aware of that you're doing, and maybe celebrate, but they're not actually helping you. I always pick on perfectionists. So that's the first one we're gonna jump off talking about next week. So we're gonna expand on Dr. Valerie Young's work, with these different personality type, or these different kind of traps you can fall into. Um, I call them the inner saboteurs in my work with self-confidence. So next week we're going to be talking about perfectionism. But if you want to look up some Dr. Valerie Young stuff in the meantime, she's awesome. Just a wealth of information, with such a heart to help people. And in the meantime, I'd love for you to share this information, because, as the social media algorithms and robots and stuff work in the background, the more information is shared and reposted, the more people get to see it. And then that's how it really builds up. And, it's obviously going to help me and my business, but also it's going to help other people. So if you think there are people that could really benefit from some of the information I'm sharing, I'd really appreciate if you would share it on Instagram or LinkedIn, or even just drop a like on there. All that stuff really helps the algorithms start pushing these messages of positivity out there, because I think we can agree that there's no shortage of negativity out there. So let's start spreading some positivity. Onward and upward, everybody. Thanks.